This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Michael Blewett from Besser Museum. Good morning, Michael.
Thank you, Nancy. It's great to be here.
Thanks for being here. And your title is Education Resource Manager, but I'm sure you wear many hats there. And one of the things we want to start out talking about today is the Joe Donna exhibit that is going on now.
Yeah, that's been a wonderful exhibit and has really been something to engage the community in the conversation about art and various approaches to art. His photography exhibit is on display right now and will be through the beginning of October. But he also has a couple of very interesting vehicles that he has created out there. They're on the back of the museum, and those were originally entered in the art prize competition down in Grand Rapids. But just as many people go and check out the vehicles that he's made, as well as the photography exhibit. Joe does an incredibly interesting blend of old and new techniques that I haven't quite seen before, but I really appreciate his expertise and his composition. So if you haven't been out there to see it, please do get out there. That'll be running up until the beginning of October.
And then the Juried Art Show.
Yeah, Joe was our winner for the 2014 Juried Art Show, and that'll be coming up again. But this year we have a little different twist on this. The weekend of October the 9th and the 10th, we'll be having a People's Choice Award. So for those people that want to say, well, I want to say in what happens in the artistic community or my opinion matters, it really does matter. Where art is concerned, you like what you like. So this is a chance for anybody who comes in can have a vote. Just come to the front desk, get a little ballot, and you can already judge before the professional juror gets there. You can have a say in not only what gets included in the exhibit in the show, but who wins. So it's a great chance for you to have a voice in the artistic world.
What different kind of medium will there be in the show?
Oh, there'll be all sorts of different mediums,
Okay.
2D, 3D, painting, sculpture, you name it, and we will have it.
Yay!
Yeah.
And I know Fall Harvest Days are coming up very quickly.
Yeah, Fall Harvest Day is probably our biggest day of the year as far as an event. It's an event that's free to the public, and that's thanks to a very generous sponsorship from both Specification Stone Products and Lafarge Corporation.
Okay.
They help us with the admissions, and we also run that day, really celebrate not only the culture of the area, but the natural resources upon which we build our community and our lives. In this case, it's particularly limestone. We talk about this place being lakes, lumber, and limestone. And that's a day we really focus on the limestone piece of this because we run bus tours out to the quarries. We have Paleo Joe coming again.
Yay.
He's a local favorite
Yes.
out of Midland. Paleo Joe's going to be here to do a program in our Sky Theater at early in the afternoon. The event runs from noon till 4.
Okay.
But Paleo Joe will be there to talk about the fossil hunting. You know, we have this wonderful, rich limestone upon which we rest and make some of the best cement in the world, but it's also really laden with these wonderful fossils from about 300 million years ago when we were covered over with a shallow saltwater ocean in this area. So Paleo Joe will be there to help us understand what we're finding out in our fossil park.
And people can actually go in and actually dig for fossils while they're there.
They do all the time, and what we discovered, Nancy, is that people are coming from all over the state and from other states. This summer we've had people from Illinois driving up because they Googled us and found fossil hunting at the Besser Museum.
Yay.
And so we are a destination for fossil hunting. This part of the world is just rich in these, what we call the Devonian fossils from about 300 million years ago. And we are a well-used and well-appreciated resource.
And Fall Harvest Days is a family event, perfect for every age, every type, every family. There'll be something there that they want to see or do.
It sure is, Nancy. We've got all sorts of things going on for all ages. We will have activities that are outdoors. We'll have activities that are indoors. The Antique Tractor Club and Steam Engine Club will be here for making apple cider the old-fashioned way.
Good.
We'll have the block making, the shingle mill. We've got the Food for a Cause. If you're hungry, they'll be there. We've even got a local favorite. Steve Ray is going to be doing the live music there this year. We've got him coming. Paleo Joe. We've got a couple of different planetarium shows happening scheduled throughout the day. So just come if you're interested in art, history, science, music, food. We'll have it on that day.
And I don't know if we said the date. What is the date?
The date is October the 3rd, the first Saturday of October, from noon until 4 at the Besser Museum.
Okay, and I know if they go on your website, they can find out a lot more information.
They sure can, or just give us a call.
Okay, we have a few more minutes left. Anything else you wanted to talk about today?
I think that's about it today, Nancy.
Okay, so make sure you stop by and see the Juried Art Show, get a chance to vote for your favorite artist, get a chance to vote for what gets in the show. Come in, buy a family season's pass, best way to get in there, and you get invited to all the good stuff and help support the wonderful museum that we have in our community.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Nancy.
I'll be right back with Eric Magnus Eubanks from Alpena County Library following these messages. Welcome back. As promised, my last guest today is Eric Magnus Eubank from Alpena County Library. Good morning, Eric, and welcome.
Good morning, Nancy. It's so good to be here.
Thank you, and I understand that your summer book program was a tremendous success, and you had between 800 and 1,000 people attend the festival.
And end of year carnival, we had close to 600 kids make it all the way through their reading for the summer. They read just a shade under 10,000 pages of 10,000 books during the summer. They were so close. I think next year we may offer a challenge to the kids that if they make the 10,000 mark, we're going to throw something extra special in there for them. So
perfect. And the wonderful thing is that's learning disguised as fun, because it's a well-known fact that kids who don't do anything all summer long, just sit, they lose those skills.
You can lose about a half grade of reading during the summer if you don't do anything, or if you read, you can gain almost a full grade. So and it's so easy to do if you work at it.
Yeah, and you offer the perfect vehicle, so thank you for that on behalf of everyone who gained that half a grade that are in school now.
Well, it's what we're there for.
And I looked in the Alpena News and I saw your wonderful roundup of authors for the fall. Once again, as I told Michael from the museum, two people in this town are just perfect about bringing authors, bringing groups, bringing events to our town that big metropolitan areas would have a heck of a time getting. You bring them and you share them with the community and make it warm, friendly, and easy to access. And Authors in the Fall, the lineup looks like you've done a really good job.
We've got a great author coming in, Ann Patchett, who is a best-selling author, numerous books on the New York Times bestseller list. She's best known for State of Wonder and Bel Canto. And State of Wonder is what we're encouraging all the book groups and community groups to read and talk about. And when that came out in 2012, it was voted online as the book that led to the best discussions in book clubs across the country that year. So it's a really interesting book. It's a really accessible book. She gives great presentations. She's very personable, friendly, funny, and she's also deeply committed to reading and literacy, and because of her work in those areas, a few years ago, Time Magazine put her on the list of the 100 most influential people in the world for, I think it was in 2013 they did that. So one of the most influential people in the world is coming to Alpena. And you can see her for the mere sum of $10 on Sunday, October 4th at the Alpena High School Auditorium. When we bring in authors of this magnitude, we want to have a bigger venue than the library, and she's a great figure, so she deserves a great turnout. So tickets are already going strong, so we encourage you to get them now, and you can purchase them either at the library directly. You can go to our website and order them online. We'll mail them to you, and buy now, buy often. If you have a group of friends, and all of you have friends,
Yes,
go
yes.
go get your friends and make a good evening of it. And then following the event, there will be a book signing and a reception by the Friends of the Library, and it's a great fun evening. It's something, if you've never been to an author talk, they're much more interesting and enjoyable than I think some people think.
I'm sure. Okay, then next, who's up next?
Well, that's our big event.
Okay.
The week before, we're participating in something new, and this is something that was the brainchild of local author Peg Herring and Kim Kryniak, who owns the Blue Phoenix bookstore. And this is called the Alpena Book Festival.
Yes.
And it's going to take place the weekend of September 26th, and there are about 20 to 30 authors who are descending on Alpena and will be at various venues, including the library in the downtown area. The Blue Phoenix is taking part, Olivet. There will be events at Cabin Creek and the Thunder Bay Winery, Art in the Loft, as well as the
Amazing.
library. There will be children's activities in the morning. Our big contribution, we're doing two things with it. One, we're having a panel of local history authors at 2 o'clock on the 26th, and we have 7 local history authors who will be presenting things on their book in the process of researching and writing their local history. And then following that, in the afternoon, we're having a book discussion event for State of Wonder after that. We have on the 20th and the 27th, that's Sundays at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Her book is set in Brazil, so we have a PBS documentary and a National Geographic documentary on the Amazon rainforest with a
Wow.
discussion afterwards that we'll be having going into this. And on October 1st, there's an event that we're doing in conjunction with the Association of Lifelong Learners.
Okay.
So we've really tied a lot of things into this event and these 2 events, and really there should be something there for everyone for the Alpena Book Festival. This is the first time that we've tried something like this, and really we've run into the same problem that the Blue Phoenix has with some of the lesser known authors. You go through the effort of arranging the visit and getting things set up, and you get all of 10 people show up because they haven't heard of the person. And so instead of doing that, he said, well, why not try and get a lot of people, just about everyone that we know, and bring them in and have a whole day of events and activities surrounding them, and make it a celebration of the book. And the proceeds from the Alpena Book Festival are being donated to the library's READ program, our adult literacy program that offers tutoring for adults who are struggling to read, or in some cases we do some English as second language work as well.
Well, we're out of time. It sounds wonderful. For more information, they can contact the library 356-6188 or go to your website and check it out. Everything's on there, and that's alpenalibrary.org.
Yep.
Thank you, Eric, for being here.
Well, it's good to see you, Nancy.
You too. Please stay tuned for Don McMaster following these messages.
Good morning. I am Jay Walterwright, Director of Public Information and Marketing for Alpena Community College, and this is the ACC portion of Talk of the Town. With me today is ACC student Ken McQuarrie.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for being here with us. You've told me that you're a veteran of the show. You've been on before.
Yeah, I was on in the springtime after the ROV competition here in town.
And you are a Marine Tech student in our new Marine Tech program.
Yeah, I'm a second-year student. We just got done having a pretty awesome opportunity this summer and So I'm on to talk about it.
Great. Well, all right, let's get right to it then. You say this summer that you did an internship?
Yeah, I was accepted for an internship through MATE, the Marine Advanced Technology Education Center. I got an internship with LUMCON, which is the Louisiana University's Marine Consortium. They run a bunch of research vessels for the state of Louisiana, other universities down there, as far as University of Southern Mississippi out of Gulfport, Mississippi. And I was lucky enough to get selected for an internship, a month-long internship. And from that, got to fly down to Gulfport, Mississippi, and I got on a research vessel, the Point Sur, and spent 3 weeks out on the water on that boat. And during that trip, I got to do some pretty amazing stuff. Got to work with the United States Department of Environmental Quality. Got to work for a government subcontractor doing defense research.
Really?
And did a day trip with the University of Southern Mississippi, their oceanography students. And after that, I got to travel to Cocodrie, Louisiana, which is down in the bayou. And I boarded another vessel for a week-long stint on that. And we were out doing hypoxia studies along the southern coast of the Gulf of Mexico, pretty much from the Mississippi River all the way to Galveston, Texas. It was an amazing opportunity. I got to see a lot of things that I've never expected before. Dolphins, oil platforms. Got to use a lot of my knowledge that I learned here at ACC.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. So this internship is part of your 2-year program in the Marine Tech program, is that correct?
It is part of it. They do recommend that you try to get an internship if you follow the program along as the pamphlet goes. Your second summer would be an internship summer. After your first summer would be everything that all the summer classes here in Alpena. So I'm following that plan, and I was lucky enough to get an internship.
Yeah, how did you find it?
Well, MATE is a big part of our program. They're trying to set up a nationwide, worldwide curriculum for marine technologies. They are the ones that do the international ROV competition and also the regional competition, which both have been held here in Alpena. I also got to go down to they flew me down to New Orleans in February to go to the Underwater Intervention Conference. So I've been working kind of hand in hand with them, and they have a whole bunch of different internship opportunities on their website, and go out and fill out an application and get references and a resume and send it in to them, and they try to fit you to the best for your program, for the best opportunities that are given to them. So
you were on a boat for a while. What did you do on the boat?
I was a marine tech out there. I know our program is mostly geared towards ROVs here at ACC, but a lot of the classes and everything we learn is a broader marine technology, and for learning for marine technology. But I got to run the computers. I did a lot of networking on one of the boats, networking computers to computers and computers to printers, ran and operated CTDs, which is a continuity, depth, and temperature sensor array.
Okay.
Put it down and test for salinity and oxygen and light, temperature, depth, all that stuff. So that was pretty much the workhorse of the operations down there. I used that on 3 different trips. And but yeah, after the month-long internship I was down there, the company LUMCON that I was interning at ended up hiring me on for 2 more weeks.
Great.
So
what'd you do then?
more CTD work and went out on 2 different boats. One was one of the research trips was funded by NASA. They were testing for carbon in the water from the outflow of the Mississippi River.
Interesting.
And the second trip was more hypoxia study work, but where the first trip, it was for the same group. The first trip we basically did transects up and down out to sea and back from Mississippi River all the way to Galveston. But the second trip we went out there, they chose specific areas, and we sat on those spots for 24 hours. And every 4 hours we would take samples, and then every 6 hours for another scientist, we'd take samples for them. So they're studying the changes over a 24-hour period. We also took sediment samples and sediment coring so they could take it back to the labs and do research on that.
Well, we just have about a minute left, but so how does all this fit in with your second year in the program?
Well, being out on the boats for that month and a half, from issues that went wrong, other stuff that we worked with, there was a lot of classes in my second year that I know would help me out on the boats, whether it's hydraulics and pneumatics. We had some hydraulic failures on a couple boats. I would have been able, with the knowledge I can learn here, I would have been able to be more of assistance to help out with that. The GIS class and working with the mapping, we did working doing those transect studies, and that would have came in very handy. Specialty wiring class, we're learning fiber optics, would have came in extremely handy when we're working with the ROV. So it just solidified, you know, more of what I wanted to do, and I knew those classes in this second year would definitely be a huge asset to have. So even though I could have probably stayed down there and worked, I decided to come back and finish up and get my degree.
Well, it's always a good decision to get your credential, get your degree, because you'll always have that for the rest of your life, and who knows where it'll take you next.
Exactly.
It sounds like you had a great experience. Maybe we'll have you on the show again so you can tell us how that second year has gone.
Yeah,
you can tell us about that great new job that you're going to get.
Right.
All right. Well, that's all of our time. Thank you for joining me.
And thank you for having me on again.
Yeah, it was very nice to have you here. Thank you for joining me. Once again, I am Jay Walterwright, Director of Public Information and Marketing for Alpena Community College, and this is Talk of the Town.
This has been Talk of the Town with your hosts, Nancy Smitham and Don McMaster. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on the community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.
The Talk of the Town furniture and set design are provided by Young Appliance Art Van Furniture on US 23 South in Alpena.